Okay, so we're streaming. So we'll call this meeting to order for Peck County Recycle Management District. Call it by order by, and with the approval of agenda or any amendments to the agenda.
Ralph, I'd like to have myself inserted about some of the
New business?
new, well, however you want to put it in. You just
Okay,
tell me where you want to put
you
it.
got new business to talk about?
Yep.
Let's put you in at new business, number A, B, and put you on C. How that be?
That'd be fine.
I also would like to do the amendment on the agenda.
Okay, where would you like to put yourself at?
Can I do new business? Can I change to being A? Move everyone down one?
You want to go in on A?
Yep.
You want to take A out?
I want to be A.
Okay, but what about the preparing for the yearly billing?
That'd be B.
That, you still want to have that?
Yeah, I just would like to go before that.
Okay, so you'll be A, and this, you will be A1, and then this will be A2. All right, so with that said, is everybody good with the agenda?
Yes.
Any more changes?
No.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion made to accept the agenda as presented.
Okay, by Paul
I'll second it.
and Randy, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
5-0. Approval of minutes from October 26th.
I've got quite a few changes.
Okay,
I wasn't at the meeting, but I've got changes. I watched the live stream,
uh-huh.
and the paragraph where it says Mayor Terry asked for motion to approve the minutes from October 26th, that should probably read September 28th.
Okay,
Just saying, that's today, that's, yeah.
you're
That's
right
that
there.
What about our October 17th minutes? We haven't approved those yet. That's where we adopted the budget. The only thing you adopted the last meeting, so we need to make sure we adopt those.
Yes.
And then when
I wasn't there on that particular meeting, so I would have to refrain from answering the question.
Well, we just need the minutes to approve maybe at our next meeting. They just,
Yes.
because we adopted budgets. That's important. Also, Randy Cole was the one who actually made the motion, not Rebecca, based off the recording.
Okay,
And so let's go down to the second to last paragraph where it says, Gary Morton asked how our equipment is holding up, and Chris stated that she's about to,
And that didn't get finished.
no, it didn't. It just says she's about to do something, but I don't know what you're doing, but you're about to do something.
I caught that and then I walked away and I'm very sorry. We'll get that.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there's a couple other small ones, but I ain't going, those are
No, you're fine.
minute. But the last one, adjournment, motion made by Mayor Chris Kell, but I wasn't there, so take that out, please.
Yeah.
I don't know who made the motion. I didn't get to finish watching it. I ran out of time, and so it might have been, well, Ralph, I don't know if you'd have made it or who.
I didn't make the minutes, so I wasn't, I didn't.
We will go with that.
So just go back and fix whoever made that. But other than that, I guess they're decent.
We'll get that fixed tomorrow.
All right.
Did you get all those fixes?
We'll
Okay,
go back over it.
Sorry to be so nitpicky on them. I just was watching it and I was like,
it's important.
No, it is.
just going over it.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. But I will make a motion to approve them.
Okay,
And we'll send you the revised ones.
Thank you.
got a motion on the floor from Chris for the approval of the minutes after that corrections.
Second.
Second it. Okay. Approval of financial statement.
Oh, you think you need to take a vote on that, Ralph?
Oh, yeah. On the vote on the minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
second?
Yeah, I got a second,
Okay.
and so we'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So, any noes? Be it 5-0 passed to receive those minutes. Rebecca actually seconded that, okay? Got that down? Right. Approve financial statement. Approval of financial statement. Let's go there.
As you know, Wes had an addition to his family. He did send the paperwork. Does anyone have any questions? And please remember, we did this early because of our, Thanksgiving, so we're doing this early. So next month will be a little heavier. And this month we didn't have as much go out.
How are the prices with the cardboard stuff?
Yeah, our last load that went out.
Sorry about that,
Just
folks.
went out, I believe, last week, so we haven't gotten the money for that yet. And it was a little bit over 40,000 tons.
4,000 pounds.
And the truckload, so a little over 40,000. So
20 tons.
it's just going up, it's going up $5 a ton
Okay.
each time we deliver it. Which is good, it's just not where we'd like it.
There's still nothing for plastics.
No, plastic is, we're getting stuff for plastic, I think the last load was like $35 a load, so it's going up, and actually we have a load to get out, hopefully next week, but with the holidays, it probably won't go out till after Thanksgiving.
Are you getting a lot of used oil?
Actually, yeah, I have a load going out, Branchville is full, so Amber contacted them, they're gonna be coming in, I don't know the day they're gonna be here for the holidays. So we'll have a check coming from that, because they do give us a check right when they pick it up. And I
This will
have
be your
also picked it up.
second load.
I'm sorry, pardon?
This will be your second time that you're,
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
So then we'll have them also pick it up at Counting, because I just would rather get it all at one time since they're in the area.
Mhm.
And last time, I believe it was around $230 we got when they came that time,
mhm.
so.
Should be what we get before that, right?
Yes.
Zero.
Right, correct. Yes, sir.
It's a plus.
Rather get something than nothing.
So do you still have a lot of plastic stockpiled?
No, we got it out,
Okay,
and then Leroy just called me today and said he's ready for another load of
okay,
plastic to go out.
So that'll show up next month.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else got anything on that?
Make a motion to accept the financial statement as presented.
One second.
Okay. Motion by Randy, seconded by Rebecca. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Ayes have it, 5-0. Advisory board, anything?
They all resigned.
I know. You
Yes.
got anything, Chris, about the advisory board?
Is there anyone left on the advisory board?
No, ma'am. So we'll start from scratch if we go that far.
No reports?
No.
Okay.
I know I've seen at least 3 letters, but I've not seen any from the other 2.
There's no one, there are only 3 members.
Oh, there's only 3 members. Oh, okay.
Yes. So when I got
Where did
the,
I get 5?
That's what it used to be before that.
Okay, because I seen it on some paperwork.
Yeah,
There was
there used to
another,
be 5.
another lady and a,
I think, wasn't Stefan on it?
no, he had,
Was he ever on it?
he was never on it. He just liked to email.
Okay.
so he was never on the advisory
No,
board.
ma'am.
That's the one I'm thinking about then, yeah. Him and that lady, whoever. I don't remember who she was.
I don't remember who that would be.
Any more questions? Moving on from the advisory board, entertain a motion to accept that report.
Will you advertise for this? And it's a 3-member.
It was.
It will be a 3-member, correct?
Well, I'd hope to have more than 3.
Okay,
I would think that 5 would be a good number. We have different people from different backgrounds that
mhm,
request.
okay.
Entertain a motion to accept Advisory Board report.
So moved.
So moved by Paul. Any second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Rebecca, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Ayes have it 5-0 to accept the report. Old business,
Director's
I'm
report.
sorry, director's report, I've just skipped over it. So, Chris, what you got?
I've got, you do have the paper that I give you every month. It's in the back. So our metal revenue was a little over 9,000, almost $1,100. And we did get our newspaper out, which we had not had newspaper removed in quite a while. And that was a little over $1,900. I think it had been about 2 years since we had newspaper picked up. Yeah.
So you stockpile that, or?
It was in a truck, in the back of the truck, there is a semi there that they just kept pushing, and by the time it got full, it took about 2 years, because people just don't use newspaper and stuff, so. I did not know that until we went to get rid of it, and we looked at how long it had been. So that was a good little chunk of change. And then the cardboard for November was a little over 1,100, almost 1,200. So that brought up the revenue for that month to a little over $4,000. And then the aluminum cans alone was $60. And then you go down to the Cannleton site, the visitors were around 584 people, with trash bags, the orange tags being 721. Branchville, 486 visitors, trash bags around 960. And community service hours, which once again are mostly done at Cannleton, is 151 hours. As far as that goes, that's pretty much.
How many visitors you get do you get any from to Bristol,
You mean, Derby?
Derby or Bristol? Bristol, we have a thing, don't we? No, just Derby.
Derby, yeah. That's hard to tell. If it gets busy when the camping season is there, because it's behind the store.
Okay,
We don't really know. We just know how often we go pick it up. It is heavier during camping season or when it's summer, because people, using the water.
basically it's self-service out there.
Yes.
And but what about at Bristol? Do we have a self-service in Bristol also?
We don't have
We
it.
don't have one.
We don't have one in Bristol,
Branchville.
just Branchville.
It's Branchville, Cannleton, and Derby. And Derby.
I don't know why I thought we had one out toward Bristol or
We have a
Adrian.
cardboard one at Tell City that you can use.
Okay.
But- yeah.
All right.
Other than that, well, then we go to old business. We've got the update on the Cannleton site. We did have a meeting with Mr. Simpson. He's going to, we've got the blueprints and we've looked at that. I don't know how many people have reached out to him on their own.
Everyone's got a map, right? Or
Blueprints?
Mhm.
Well, I don't know who all has looked or hasn't looked at them.
who hasn't looked at them?
I've
That's
not
good.
looked at them. no.
You haven't?
I have
do
not.
have some at my office.
I go see Kenny.
Okay, yeah, he's right there.
He's right.
I can wave at him.
And he's going to help with writing up for the bid. He said he was more than happy to help do that so we could put it in the paper. He did send in his invoice to pay that. We're looking at surface drainage would be the best option. Rebecca was there, I feel, and Paul with me in a meeting with him for him to go over everything to sit there. He has said that he would come in and talk, and if anyone can call him. We feel like this is the first stage at looking at what we can do to eliminate the flooding, so it doesn't go in the building, so that there's no one in harm's way of anything happening to them, and the flooding outside, but we have to be conscious of what we do so that it doesn't cause a problem in another area. We can, we need the board's approval to go forward with this. And that would be that you would approve where we're at with that, the surface
Yeah, before we go forward with it, we'll have to get everybody to look at it.
Absolutely.
And once we look at the prints and everybody's comfortable with them, then we'll put it on the agenda
Yes,
to approve moving forward with it.
right.
And
I
it
feel
will
like
be concrete.
That's, I
Mhm.
believe that's where we looked at everything. We
Mhm.
need to go down in different spots to see how deep it is and
Yes.
what is underneath it, which would mean a couple spots of drilling or going down
Core drilling.
to see where we're at. Because we want to make sure, because we do have semis that come in there on a regular basis. And, you know, the bigger trucks, when 5 Gen comes in to pick up theirs, it's not always a semi, but we've got the bigger trucks
Tri-axles.
coming in. It is
Mhm.
busy. Plus, we have people coming in with, you know, their 3/4 ton trucks to drop off things. I think we're looking at next year being able to put a bid in the paper. I don't see that happening right now unless it would be in January for everyone on the board to look at it and then go forward with
Yeah, and it's
writing up a bid.
going to take time too because you don't pour concrete in January or February.
So at least we've had a meeting with him. He's done his blueprints and what he feels. I feel like we're on a good path with that for the flooding in the parking area or drive-up area, I would rather say. It's not really the parking area, the driving up and for the workers in the building that holds the baler.
And this is going to be, it's not going to be done in sections or parts. It's going to be done all at once, correct?
Correct, that's what I also took from the
Mhm.
meeting.
It's not good to do it in sections because of, it's just not good to do that.
Correct.
I'd like to make mention on that Mr. Gerber has got his land out front to Herzell Street for sale, and I approached him what he would sell that to this board or this organization for, and it was 35,000.
Yes, he's lowered it for,
He lowered it just for this, so
I don't think it's Mr. Gerber, is it?
Chad Gerber,
Is that Chad?
Charlie Gerber.
It's 3
Junior.
lots and it's connected on the front side. When you come in, it's the front and the front on the corner. So it's the corner, the house next to it, and then on the back side. So there are 3 lots and he did
He owns
lower
a
it
big section
$5,000.
attached to our property.
Yes. The back side
So-
attached, they attach on the front and then on the,
I think it's 2 trailers and a small house, isn't it?
Is anyone living in these?
yes. They are being rented. He has them as rental property.
That's something we need to consider too,
I think,
you know, people's homes.
would this board be interested in putting a search committee together to check in on it? It's just a thought.
I understand that the board changes according to things, you know, I understand that. I'm in a different position.
So you do all the checking possibly to bring to this board.
I have been in contact with the realtor that is handling it. And originally the price was 40,000 when he found out that we, you know, you have to be interested because of the situation.
You never give them what they want.
Right, and he
Period.
did lower it $5,000. He came to the department because we are next to it. Would you be interested? This is something that could help. Is this something you would? So with that being said,
Would there be
it
a
is not my
possibility,
decision.
would there be a possibility of changing the face of that to where customers can't get back all the way into the operations?
I feel, my personal feeling as the director, this would be something that would be good for the county. Do I like displacing people? No. Do I feel it could do something for our county to make the recycling better, to make things work better?
Yeah.
For the future?
Okay,
You're
so
going to have naysayers no matter what.
something to think about in the future,
Yes, sir.
folks.
Well, just a comment on that, you know, if we buy it for 35,000 and there's 2 mobile homes and a homeowner, you're looking at probably
20,000 to tear it down, 5 for each trailer, and maybe 10 for the home. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just guessing.
Well,
So we'd have 55,000 in 3 lots.
from the experience I have from my background, you don't have to tear down a trailer.
search
Yeah,
it
the
on
one house.
WTGIS.
You
You'll
know,
see that
and maybe
pretty
you
good
do it
sized
for a
lots.
year, maybe you collect rent, they are paying rent, I am privy to some of the rental amount.
Okay.
Give them a year. Is this something, do we want to keep the site there? We already own that land. Do we want to do that? It was an opportunity, their responsibility is to let everyone know, we already own that land. He came to us to let us know that was doing his job. What do we do with it? I don't know. Could we use that land to open it further, to expand, to have more room for storage? Our TVs, right now where we have them and everything, they are coming out. And it is making things, we would have more room. We could do more. We could move further. I have seen other sites that are much bigger than ours.
Would that possibly cancel what we've got going now?
We could,
Because the public doesn't have to walk back there.
no, they could have we could have a drive-through. I've talked before about maybe having another site somewhere where they could have something to drive through that could be more,
Friendly,
pardon?
friendly, user friendly.
Yes.
Maybe under roof.
Yes, that we could store things, that we could have, there's places that have things that they have a building that they do things that are for teachers, that they help that teachers bring things, it's like our paint and stuff that we do, we could have something better. The ones that they have for teachers are for teachers to come in and get things to use in their classrooms that are for the teachers of the community. There are so many other things that can be done in Perry County that we are only doing a tip of what can be done. So this opportunity, when I got the information, was what can we do? We are narrowed. Although I will tell you that many people come and say how good our program is. As much as people do not like it, do not like the way it's done or the money that is spent, we are doing a very good job. People that live in other counties, other states come and say we are. The people that don't like it are going to be negative. But that's not the whole reality of what we have. I've learned that. I've lived, I know I'm considered an outsider here, but that is my advantage. I've lived other places and see and know. And I'm telling you, what we could do is much more than what we're doing. I do not want to displace people, but when I see that that land can come and be part of this and that it could do something better for us, yes. Would I like prior to this knowledge, having something more central located in the county for everyone to use? Because this program is used a lot in Northern Perry County. And I've said that many times standing here over the time I've been in this position. So it's not the perfect location, but it's what we have. And this opportunity with this is something that landed on our lap.
Did Mr. Gerber give any indication of the time frame that he would like an answer or anything?
No, I have not went that far with him. When I found out that he went down $5,000 because he wanted to help and felt that he was doing a good deed for the community, I felt, okay, so now I've got this information. Before I go forward and speak to him to say, this is something we would like to do, we are interested in it, not for me, for the community, can we talk to him? I do not want to go off and say I'm talking to him and this not be something that the board that exists now is willing to do. Because I can't do that. I have no business doing that. Because you, the board, have that decision and the people of the community.
Okay, so we're on the Carrollton O site, and we're started out as this discussion about the concrete. So there's a possibility that could change if this gets to be relooked at.
Well, that's one of the things I said in the meeting. But that building that has the baler in it, that has to be addressed because that water is going into it.
Hmm.
where that building is, where the customers pull up and use the hoppers, that does flood. So that does need to be addressed. I would not want to spend a ton of money, fixing that, but that is going to be used. That Baylor building needs to be used. The water going in that building is an issue for employees. The water outside that's standing when they go up to the hoppers is an issue.
Isn't that one of the things we talked about that meeting, Chris, about maybe knocking a couple of holes in that wall there off to the left if you go in to kind of divert that water around for temporarily till we decide what the pad's gonna be like, the elevation, what have you.
Yes, sir.
And Kenny's supposed to look into that, wasn't he, to get the elevations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So this was slightly talked about with Mr. Simpkins.
So what we're saying here is you want to table this for further review on both items
Yes.
and let have somebody take a look at it?
I would like to get things caught up. I would like to know how we feel about the purchase of that. I would like to know how we feel about that before we go too much farther with the project of the cement and
I'd entertain this board for comments on that part of it, whether we need to move forward with that or for further discussion.
I think we should table it for now,
Okay.
because we can only do one thing at a time.
I agree.
Okay, so we got a kind of a motion to table and a second. Is that what we got?
Actually, we need more information.
Okay, we need more information for more information.
Becky, just table both of them or just one of them?
Table one or two or both?
Both,
One at a time, they said.
okay,
So
one at a time.
that what you said, one at a time.
Yes,
So you want to also table the concrete upgrade,
the concrete upgrade, it's not
move forward
move forward with that, but with the purchase of the,
property.
trying to purchase that property and stuff, we need to be tabled because there needs to be more information.
Okay,
so I can go ahead and talk to him and we can look at this and see what,
at what point do you want to move forward on that before I ask for a motion on the concrete now? Are we close enough or is everybody needs to look at the plans to
We
be,
need to, everybody needs to look at the blueprints.
so that needs to be tabled to the next
There
meeting?
needs to be, yes, there needs to be input on that. I've seen the blueprints, I know what the drops are, I know what they're wanting to do, the grade of the concrete.
I looked at it too, but all members need to look at it. So we'll table to the next meeting I'll entertain a motion to table to the next meeting for give another opportunity for members to take a look at the drawing.
Yes.
Is that what you're making a motion?
Mhm.
Becky made the motion
And I'll second that.
and seconded by Chris. Did you get all that?
yeah.
Okay. Moving on forward to,
Take a vote on that.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to vote. Sorry, Becky. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Ayes have it 5-0 to table that and also, well, was that in the same motion to look at the other property?
So, I mean,
Is that in the same or
We're
just?
at, for a later date next year.
Okay, so now we need another motion for that.
no, I don't think so. I think I understand we're waiting on,
We're waiting for the table to look at the plans. That's what that was for.
right?
Now, is there any further discussion on the property?
No, we're just gonna gather more information and I will update
Okay, we'll just leave that alone then.
you. Okay.
So moving forward to new business, is that right? Are you done, Chris?
Yes.
New business, that's you again on A1, Chris.
Yes, sir. So as I've talked about in the past, about how the employees have received a bonus, the 50 cents an hour as they received. And I've asked for that and we've talked about it. It was done prior and it was 50 cents on the hour per hour that they worked. And I reached out to Wes Terry's office and I talked to Tammy today, and she worked up some numbers for me. So you have to be a current employee. And the last time they did this, it cost us $4,999. And for our current employees to do it, it would cost us $6,068.25, as you see at the bottom. The money was pulled out of our German American general account, the one that is on the back sheet that you guys get every meeting, the one that ends or has 1003. Yes. The one that has, it's the one that's got the numbers, the 3 accounts on the back that you get from Wes.
Yeah.
On cash balances.
Yes, the cash balance is the 1003. It's the second account. It's got 202. Looks like,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
$202,171.65 and sent 11/16/2023.
Yes, that is
what
the
this will be
account
coming
that
out
And
of.
the month,
that's the account was taken out of last time when we gave it.
the month before that, it was higher, so we've taken some loss there.
So it would increase this year doing it a little bit, you know, it was almost 5,000 last time. This would be a little over 6,000. That is what it would cost
For the year,
for that. And Tammy did it for the hours that were worked. She was able to pull up what it would cost us. And that would be because, you know, we have to remember that the employees haven't had a raise since 2018.
you're talking about this with the
Yes,
$6,068.25 would be for the year.
yes, that would be the bonus.
That would come off of the 202.
Yes, it would come, that is how it came out last time. It was out of that account. That's how we did it. This is what it would cost to come out of that account, if it was approved out of that account tonight. And it's 50 cents per hour that the employees work, part-time and full-time. I have one part-time guy that just started 2 weeks ago. He would not get much money. He would not get much money, but he's, you know, he is a current employee, so he would be eligible.
How many days do they have to be there before they become a current
Permanent.
permanent employee?
90 days.
Is it 90 days? Is that what your
Yeah.
book says?
Yeah,
Okay.
but in the prior time they did this, one person got a check for $2. So they hadn't worked much. You know, I feel that anyone working should be eligible. And that's what it is. You have to be current employee to get it. I would like to have it approved so that, you know, because the next meeting is not until December 28th. With them not having raises, I would ask that it's approved tonight. We've talked about it all through the year. I've mentioned it, that I would like to do this.
Is this across the board, 50 cents across the board to your permanent employees?
Yes, it's averaged, it's 50 cents per hour that they worked. And this is what it would cost. Tammy ran up the same way that it was done before,
Are they limited to what hours they work?
you know, the full-time out.
40 hours?
Yeah,
Okay.
part-time, you know,
So this is just for permanent employees.
current employees that are, well, we've got part-time, they're eligible, and full-time.
That's what I mean, is it's
Yes.
gonna be for part-time and
Yes, ma'am.
permanent, okay.
Yes, and you'll see on there what, like, their
Mhm.
generally, and what they received.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, it worked out to an extra paycheck for most people. The
For the
full-time, yeah. For like if your paycheck is whatever, it was almost like getting an extra paycheck.
For the year,
I don't want to misspeak. What do you mean?
an extra paycheck,
Yeah,
with the
yes,
raise
I'm
for
sorry,
the year.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
okay.
It was almost like getting an extra paycheck for the
Okay.
full-time employees. The part-time employees, it was just, you know, it wasn't quite a full paycheck, but,
Okay.
So,
and it is taxed.
I mean, it's not like they're making $25, $30 an
No,
hour.
ma'am, I have people making $8.48 an hour.
And did you say they haven't had a pay increase since 2018?
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Absolutely.
That's what I was gonna say,
Thank
that
you.
any more discussion,
there'll be no
without
more
any more
discussion on
discussion.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
Second on that.
So, got a motion on the floor by Randy
And I seconded it.
and
Yeah.
Becky seconded.
And along with that, we can do this next paycheck coming up? that we get
Immediately.
paid immediately.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Immediately.
Thank you all very much.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Ayes have it 5-0 for a pay raise of 50 cents per hour for permanent employees.
It's a bonus.
Our for current employees, not
Current.
just permanent. It has to be
Current.
current.
Yeah.
Employees. Yes. Thank
You got that, right.
We got that. Thank you. And then I'm preparing for the yearly billing, that's our normal stuff. And then B, which would be C, the Tinker Shop reached out, Mr. Tom Rashan. He has the Tinker Shop that used to be the car wash in Hamilton, sorry.
Oh, wait a
He's-
minute, stop. Are you preparing the yearly billing out of this?
Yeah, I said it real quick. I was
Okay.
excited about them getting.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep up here. So you're preparing for
Yes.
our annual billing
Yeah.
out?
yes.
Okay.
No, I said we're preparing our normal stuff, getting ready, getting our
Oh, for
paperwork
stamps and all that stuff for the
Yes, and getting our
next
paper-
billing cycle?
and getting our paperwork ready. We have to go through who, has moved, who hasn't. We get our paperwork from the auditor's office. We're just going through the paperwork. I did put in my email, we are a person down in the office right now. So we're, taking a little bit longer, but we're getting there.
Okay.
And then the Tinker Shop now in Hamilton sells tags. The orange tags, I have signs being printed up, so they'll have signs in their yard. That little patch of grass that they have. They do mechanical work and some steel work. He's trying to bring some people in, and he felt it was good to do, and he's the only one in Hamilton to do it. So I greatly appreciate him reaching out. So with that,
Mr. Marsh on?
yes, and he's gentleman he's working with named Luke does a lot of work, and they do car repair. So I took his tickets to him 2 days ago. So signs will be up soon.
And those tickets are prepaid. Once he buys them, they're his babies, and
You don't have to.
you're not out anything.
Correct, just like at Walmart and Nobles. So now he's there. He doesn't have a lot right now, but if he gets a lot of customers, he'll get
Mhm.
more. Yes, ma'am. And they're $1.50. And that's all. I'm done.
You done?
Yes.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for the report, Chris. We're out of new business C. That's Randy Cole.
I gotta move it on, so I don't
Yeah, you come up here in front of everybody so we can hear
hold
you
up
good.
your council meeting.
All right.
It'll be Greek to you, but I'll explain.
Go for it.
What brought this all on was, we had a meeting earlier, and it was discussed about the payments that were charged to the hotels. They were charged like 60 rooms, and then they get charged their $45 times 60, and it elevated the cost substantially. So I took the process into my mind, and I thought I need to get numbers where this is all being generated, trying to logically come up to a reason why someone's charged $45 and the next person's charged $4,000. I never found that. I also then wanted to find out just where these fees are being generated from. Tell City Hamilton, the county, where they're coming from, and that's the first map you'll see. And then finding this, and fortunately enough, Greg Jarbo took their software is like the late 90s model of Microsoft. You can't transfer any of the data into something that you can turn it into a spreadsheet. The equipment, I think, is about as old, maybe 20, 25 years old. So I don't understand how it's even running, but that's what we have to work with. So Greg went out there and parsed through the data as much as he possibly could, got 5,000 of the actual addresses that went out, but he's missing another 2 to 3,000 that would go into this. But if you look at the map, clearly the red designates where the money's coming from within the county. So for those of you that don't have it, you can see it. It's a lot of green out in here, primarily on the river here in Act 37. Cluster of the people, the businesses, and that's where the money's coming from. So if you've heard me before, I've always said, don't come with a problem without a solution. And I live by that.
So I got a question real quick. The
Okay.
green dots is customers.
Yep.
The red is cluster of customers.
Well, concentrate, if you see the little arrow, the blue out here would be the least amount,
Okay,
and then it would slowly get into green, yellow, orange, into red. And that's and you'll see if the red, you'll see an outline of yellow. So in other words, the concentrated city of Tell City,
Mhm.
you're gonna have a lot of customers because the lots are there, the houses are there, they're all next to each other, and they're all accumulated together. So that's what the map's telling you. Now, my solution is, we have a unique opportunity this year. And it is because we all have a local income tax. Everyone's aware that our wages have went up. With our wages going up, our collections are going up. The local income taxes are a county and the 3 cities all collect a portion of it. What I'm proposing are, we actually take in an additional estimated this year, 513,000.
what page you getting off of?
That's, you gotta go add it up, Ralph. 'cause I
Oh,
have
okay.
already.
All right.
$513,231, and that's in all 3 of those taxes. Our economic development tax as a group is gonna get a little in excess of $200,000 more than we took in 2023. Chris budgets to $372,000 for receipts from these charges to individuals and businesses. If we eliminate her need to print, to mail, to chase people through court, to argue with them and everything she does, we're gonna take a lot of burden off of her in operating the business. She can get back to just recycling instead of trying to chase dollars. What I'm proposing is to take $300,000 out of the economic development account, which means we would lose just a slight bit of money from the 23 numbers, because we are getting 201,000 additional. And as an example, instead of trying to go through here and deciding, well, the county should be paying for this, the city should be paying for this, Candleton should pay for this, Troy should pay for this, the proportions that's separated in the economic development, if we just take it off the top, which means the county is going to pay for 58.42% of it. I don't care who's there, who's living there or whatever. Tell City to be responsible for 33.66%, Candleton 7.53%, Troy would be 0.38%.
How'd you get your percentages off of
I
that?
use it directly off of what the state splits the money.
Okay,
They're the ones that come up with it, and I'm not gonna come in there and try to say you're wrong, right, or whatever.
all right.
In essence, then, the county would need to come up with $4,968.95 a month. Tell City would have to come up with $2,667 a month. Candleton would have to come up with $611.96 a month. Troy would have to come up with $15.83 a month. And you will no longer have a $45 charge
Yes.
to pay every year. What this does, it eliminates our need to have to go in here and say, okay, what's the fair way to pay for recycling? You as a small business, you as a major facility such as the ATTC or the Foundry. We're going to charge more to the nursing homes. We're going to charge less to the motels. We're going to charge more to this one. It all turns into an argument, and I don't know how we justify it. We have the opportunity because we're receiving substantially more in taxes in 24 in the local income tax than what we did in 23. It will allow us to take that charge away from every person in this county. So what we're taking the money that the taxpayer is paying and we're giving it back to them in the form of no longer paying that $45 fee. I had a discussion with Baker Tilly, not a problem, an interlocal agreement among the group of 4, and it's gone. The recycling business continues as it is. Branchville operates, Cannleton operates. You can use it or you don't. Because I know I hear the whole thing that we're gonna have trash thrown along the streets if we don't recycle. I don't want trash on the streets either. It'll be there, they'll operate it. If you choose to participate in recycling, that's fine. If not, everything stays the same. The only thing that changes is you no longer pay that $45 fee.
It comes out of the monthly fee or the annual fee.
What we'll end up doing is we'll have, if we so move to follow this, we'll have the auditor, as these fees come in, deduct them before they distribute the money. That portion of the money will be sent to the recycling group. Instead of the way they do it currently now, they start collecting and get most of it in March, and then she's still chasing people now through small claims.
Would the director be responsible for sending out the invoices?
Nope.
Where would
Invoices
that
to
come
who?
from?
All we'll end up
To the
doing
cities?
is that money comes in,
Okay,
we'll just have the auditor slice the pie out to them, send it to them. She'll distribute the money just as she does to everybody currently. It'll just be paying for these trash tags. And we'll eliminate the need to send them out, the need to chase people through court, the postage, the printing, everything associated with it, the clerical associated with it. We can get back to just being recycling. And the people then that get the bill for the small building that say they never use it will no longer get a bill.
And my phone will quit ringing, wondering, asking me why I'm paying this bill when I don't use it. I have no answer.
so would the cities be responsible for collecting what their part is, or just let it go? Chris, I'm asking you that.
No,
He just said that.
we're going
That
to
would
take the
still
money.
continue.
The state of Indiana collects this local income tax. They mail it to the auditor.
Mhm.
We slice the pie, what is theirs, and then they distribute it to all the cities. We don't have to do any clerical work. The auditor, it's going to be simplified. We'll have it broke down so each one pays proportionate to what the money is that comes in, and we're done with it.
Mhm.
It's over.
I like it.
That is an absolute brilliant
I
idea.
just, in this whole situation, if not, then our next thing is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna have to determine fairness.
Mhm.
We're gonna get into the hotels, we're gonna get into the major manufacturers, we're gonna get into the
All that goes
senior
away.
citizens. We're
Yeah,
gonna get
that's
into
all,
all
that's
this,
a problem solved.
right,
All that
Problem
goes away.
solved.
that goes away.
I like your presentation on that, if it'll all work. So it's discussion on the board. Anybody that's got anything?
This also eliminates the trash bag fees.
No,
It
you will
will
have,
operate the same as it
it'll
always did.
operate, we'll still have the board here, we'll still make decisions.
Mhm.
Somebody asked me, what in the future if they need additional money? Okay, this board, along with management, will decide what to do. Maybe we need to raise the fees for the tags a quarter to offset it. We may have to do that. But what in essence is happening, then those who are using the service will pay for the service. We're just providing this funding so these tags don't have to be sent out.
Randy, what was the reason for the edit dollars to increase so significant? Why was that?
Wage increases.
Everybody went from $10 to $15 an hour.
Wage
Our
increases.
percentage is based upon wages.
So there was no changes in
No,
ordinances or
no
any
rate
county
changes or
level?
anything. It
Okay.
just became a more competitive market, so raises were elevated.
Okay.
It's created this, one is kind of a bubble of money. I don't think wage increases will continue like this, but it created that. It will allow us as a whole community to take away this,
And is this number certified yet?
the 23 certified to 24 is an estimate.
When will that be certified? Any idea?
The estimate should be, or the certified should be the latter part of December. And from what I've seen in the past, they're pretty accurate.
They
And
are.
we usually have additional money that comes in later in the year, because they're usually pretty conservative with these numbers.
Well, I mean, that's
Because they don't want you to base, things off of it, and then all of a sudden they send you less money.
well, and this is important. I don't know if the county's on the same cycle as the city, but our edit plan that is for 3 years is coming up in January of next year.
Ours too.
Okay, so they're on the same cycle. So
You-
it's something
you
we'll have
have-
to figure in.
We just have
As we work on it.
to revisit our edit plan, put this in that we're gonna do it, which is not a problem. We altered ours last year, we amended it, it's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But we just need to do it, sign an interlocal agreement, we're in agreement with it, and $45 are gone. And we don't have to try to pick winners.
It's the edit money coming back that the taxpayers are paying, and we're taking that and paying their $45 a piece.
Out of that new
Correct.
bundle of money that we're
Mhm.
getting.
And that was just because wage increases, the only reason it went up that
That's
much.
the only
Yes.
reason, yeah.
So-
Just because the market, it demanded higher wages.
And it's gonna stop all of this, who should pay, who shouldn't pay. Well, hotels shouldn't pay, the hotels should pay, the nursing home, the business, large industry,
And then
They're still
I'm trying-
paying, they're just paying in a different end,
right?
through their income tax.
Yeah, their income tax. We're just taking the additional income tax that they're being charged and using that funding to pay for this
Right,
45.
rather than invested in roads or anything like that. But you could do edit dollars or.
Problem
various
solved.
things.
Any more questions?
Yes.
What you got?
Hi, Randy. None of this has been shared with this department at all until just now.
None of us either.
So I'm just saying, can I have some of this information? Because, this might be the best idea that's come across, but, we're sitting here and nothing.
I mean, nothing's gonna be done tonight,
I
Chris.
understand that. I'm just saying that,
And see, your organization, what will change is you will no longer be trying to collect fees.
and so does this include it's going to be on the property tax bill?
Nope.
It's just going to be that it's going to come, because,
It is going to come through edit funds.
Through the
An economic
auditor's
development tax,
that's good.
which collects from local income tax. Currently, the people are
Right,
paying
so-
more because of the pay.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I just would have liked a
We'll
heads
end
up,
up-
and so we can sit. and
Nobody
talk.
had the heads up. I actually got that information on that census
Okay.
from Greg over the weekend.
This is-
And I'm sorry that I don't have a lot of food.
I don't know.
Right here.
So I would like, if we could have Ralph,
I would-
vote of support to do this, to,
Well,
Chris needs to take it in front of
My-
his group. You'll need to take it in front of yours.
my,
We'll have
my,
to take it in-
my vote of support from Carrollton, will be,
We need the best for the community.
yeah. So what happens
Approve
is,
this tonight.
No.
No, I just
No.
want to say
No,
that
no,
this
time
is
to look at
something we
this.
all
want
we
to
need to do here tonight is
pursue it.
pursue it
And then
and,
we're not,
yeah.
we have to take it back to the respective boards to get them on board.
Sure.
Right.
I would like to make a motion to pursue this,
Yes.
Okay,
To
so,
look at it, and
to look at it
I
and
would-
examine it and see what's going on.
absolutely.
Try to
so,
get it accomplished before she goes into her next bill.
Next billing cycle for next
Because
year.
that brings up, I will be starting ordering my things in just a week or two. That's, if you want to do this,
We
for
don't
this-
want you to order and spend a bunch of money. if you're not gonna-
Absolutely.
Chris, is
that's
your
why I'm
next meeting
saying
before our meeting
I'm
next
stuck
time? So
right
you
now.
can get that,
Um,
your next council meeting, can you
You
take
can
it to
call a
that?
special meeting.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, it
Okay.
is. I'm just trying to think of ahead.
So with that said, Randy, you have the breakdown here that we can use for the percentages.
Yep.
And that's what our cities will
Yep.
adopt,
Yep.
possibly to an okay or an okay.
We'll have to, do it similar to what we do, the 911 dispatch service, or we're doing it for the Humane Society, or not the Humane Society, the animal shelter.
In the shelter.
An interlocal agreement that we're saying we're gonna
With the
pull this
cities.
money out.
so we need to get on this quickly.
So what needs to happen is by the next meeting, we need to try to have a decision from every person,
Yeah, well,
every
if
city.
we're okay
entity.
with it as a board, what we need to do is take it like yours to your board, Chris to his, ours to our board, and get
What about Troy?
approval on it.
And Troy.
Troy too, yes, all of them.
All the percentages are here, so work off the
that we get there,
percentages.
because Chris needs to know not to order her cards.
Yes.
We're all supporting this. So, pretty straightforward. We can draft the interlocal agreement. I don't see anything really complex about that, other than we're gonna slice it.
How fast can you get the interlocal agreement together for the, each board to look at?
Few days. I can't
Okay.
see it being anything very complicated.
Okay, so you okay with that? Just, okay, and the proceed with an interlocal agreement to look
Yes.
at? That's what I would entertain a motion for.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I've got a motion on the floor to proceed with an interlocal agreement to take to each board,
Second.
and a second by Paul. Becky, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. I hope this is a step forward.
Passed,
Thanks.
5-0.
You just fine. You're still running your organization. Just-
Well, I didn't mean it that way.
You're not chasing down
I
everybody.
know, sorry.
I mean, that's good. That's
Might make your life a little more pleasant.
Can you handle the rest of now?
I'll have a solution.
Okay, public comments, any?
I just want to thank Randy for that. I've been probably the biggest proponent against that fee for 3 years now. Thank you for coming up with a solution, and I'm afraid it works.
It will work.
That was brilliant.
It
So
will
far,
work.
looks like a
What I
great
said.
idea.
It really does.
I still think we need to look at over our structure of our board and how it's done, regardless of the fee. So, just how our board's made up and bylaws, 20-year plan. There's a lot of,
Plans out.
20-year plan is
All right,
out.
there you
We
go.
don't do 20-year
there's a lot of work
plans.
to do still.
Thank you.
I look for council to approve it.
When is your next meeting, Ralph?
It's either.
That's the second
28th
Monday.
After Christmas, the fourth Thursday would be the 28th.
It'll be after Christmas.
Okay.
You don't have one this month?
We
This is
already,
this month.
no, in
Yeah.
December, we'll have a meeting, and it'll be a second Monday. So, moving on here to, any more, scheduled next meeting? 28th is gonna be after Christmas, is that what,
Yes. It's the 28th, if we do the fourth Thursday, the 28th.
everybody okay with that, being
Yeah.
between the holidays?
It's
Okay.
4 o'clock here.
All right, 4 o'clock, right here.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Randy.
Second.
Second, Becky. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thanks for coming, everybody.